Hey, what's up guys? It's Undying OGC here. Today we have another hero spotlight, and today we're going to cover a hero named Gazul. Gazul is the Lich Master. He is the only necromancer in the game, and he is the Soul Reaper. Some say Gazul was once a king, while others speculate that he was a dark magician. Gazul himself cannot remember, for his soul was consumed by the void. So pretty much Gazul is the emo character out of this game, and he is a necromancer, which means that he summons things and he helps everything to do with dead stuff. So first things first, we'll go over his equipment, some key things to take away from his equipment setups, and we'll go from there. So looking at his equipment, he has a his set right here, which you can craft. You can get it from different portions of the game, such as the Void. It increases the damage that he deals by 20%. This does apply to his magic spells. It's not bad. It's pretty standard. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of options on Gazul's set. He is the only necromancer, and there's not a lot of necromancer specific gear out there. For weapons, this is my PvP weapon due to the stats that it gives me. But if you want more magic, you can throw this on him. You can get this from playing in the Void. It will give him some more magic, and he can cast Resurrect multiple times in the battle. If you are playing as Lich using skeletons, then you will want to max out command. This item here will, if you have the flawless version especially, it will help out tremendously, giving you more command. There are plenty of other options for him, but the other takeaway I wanted to give you as far as weapons is if you put on the Magister's Rod, it's just a normal blue item. When you use EXP cards on him or use him in-game, you will get 20% more experience. That will increase how fast you can level him up. When it comes to accessories, he doesn't have too many accessories when it comes to the tombs. I go with this tomb. Again, there's not too many options. Maybe one of these other ones. Yeah, I might have to switch because that gives me stamina. But his Cursed Tomb will help out. It gives him a decent amount of stats, but most importantly, it gives +1 to Immortal Strength. So if you are running undeads in your army, you will want this book. As for a secondary item, he does have an accessory that gives +1 to his final skill, but I tend to want more stats. So Flawless Hand of Wisdom, pretty universal. You can use it for just about anything. It's like the Frank's Red Hot Sauce of accessories. When it comes to queuing up for more troops, you just want to run with higher command gear. So here I have something that gives +2 command because none of the necromancer stuff is super good except for the headgear. And the typical mantle for more command for the armor. Again, for the book, this is as good as you're going to get the Cursed Tomb. So that is the basic setup for Gazul. When we look at Gazul's abilities, this is a pretty basic one that's set up for running undeads. That I'll show you as we go through everything. His first ability is Resurrect. So Gazul resurrects humanoid corpses in a target area into skeleton warriors. The stronger the target unit, the less likely it is to be resurrected successfully. Any remaining resurrected troops will join your army at the end of the battle. Number of units cannot exceed 10, and that number rises as it goes up. This skill, it's not running mummies is a better way to get more troops into your army if you're trying to summon undead during events. But this isn't bad. As we covered in the Virion episode, you can only resurrect troops once. So if you are a Lich player or you have points in Resurrect for whatever reason, you can use Resurrect to resurrect human swordsmen. That way Virion cannot resurrect them. Having more magic increases the likelihood. Next we have Fearsome Aura. So it decreases enemies' moral, or it increases moral decline rate of all troops in the battlefield. So say you are rocking and you're running monks, or you're Sliff and you're using the archers, you probably do not want any points in Fearsome Aura on your Gazul. It's going to affect your troops just like it's going to affect the enemy troops. If you are running All Dead or any Lich setup, go for it. It's going to benefit you. If you're running Sliff and you're using only magical creatures, go for it. It's going to benefit you. If you are doing Dwarf and you're playing with mech tanks, go for it. It will help you out. Otherwise, I'd stay away from it. From there, we have Skeleton Sacrifice, where this summons a giant dude, a giant skeleton guy that just kind of pops out of nowhere. He's huge, he walks through units, his swing pushes units back a little bit, and he doesn't really do too much beyond that. If you summon him on top of some skeleton units, he'll pick up some of their traits, some of their attack and health. I don't see this being a super useful skill. You can use it to buy some time, taking up a certain spot. Beyond that, nothing too impressive. Next we have Skeleton Mastery. So this affects pretty much all of his skeletons, increasing their damage and max health. This is a staple if you're running anything with undead. So at level 9, it increases all of their damage and max health by 39%. Your command increases their attack and max health as well. So if you are running undead, you want Skeleton Mastery. Immortal Strength. The way that this works is it increases the max health of undead units on the battlefield by 46% at level 10, and it has an almost 30% chance of resurrecting the undead units when they die. So if they die, they can be resurrected, come right back into the battle, have a second life, or really a third, because they've already died once in the real world, now they're undead, and then they're coming back for a third time. Jeez, man, they must all be cats. They must have like 9 lives. So this is a staple mandatory if you are using undeads. Even if it's just warlocks, warlocks will die super easy if anything touches them. This will at least give you a chance to get some back. And finally, we have Soulless Scourge. This summons a bunch of spirits that come swooping across the battlefield to deal actually a decent amount of damage as it goes through. It's up to you if you want to take this. I really don't have a ton of points outside of his masteries. His masteries are really strong. If you take those 2 undead things, you're talking like 80-something% straight up for health, 39% extra to attack, then all the bonuses from command. It adds up to be a good amount. As far as his final ability, it will deal some decent damage. There's other things that I prefer, so I don't really go with anything in that. But that's the basic rundown for Gazul and his abilities. So let's see if I have any setups where I have some of the skills. Okay, we can go check this out. Let's run down here and we'll take on this evil army. I'm just gonna throw out some cavalry and Gazul. Save me, Gazul. So the first thing we're going to do is, this is the layout for his Soulless Scourge. It looks huge. Wherever that big line goes, that's where all of the spirits are going to come. So you can see the spirits appearing out of the edge of the battle. They come running down. Bam, bam, bam. They start hitting everything and they all start dying. Well, that's going on. We can then use Resurrect. When you use Resurrect, you'll get a big circle. You'll see a bunch of skulls pop up. Where those skulls are, those are all possible things to be resurrected. It is important to note that you can resurrect your own troops and they will come back. So say you are a human and you resurrect your own swordsman this way, it will not work when you go to do it again with Varian. Again, troops can only be resurrected once. So let's try it out, and bam, look at that, we got a bunch of warlocks. So if you do want to hold on to troops, I wonder if I can. I wonder if I have enough space to do this. If you do want to hold on to those troops that you bring back, I do not have enough space to do this. Then you just need to lower your army supply. So if my silver and gold amount was less than the max, and I go and I resurrect troops, they can then join my army. So you know how we just had all those warlocks that popped up? If there's enough room in my army cap up here with like the silver, up here with the silver, then those warlocks would have joined my army afterwards. Same with the gold cap. If my gold cap was not capped out and it was a little bit lower, I resurrected troops, gold troops, they would have joined my army. With Resurrect, the other important thing to note is you can resurrect higher level monsters or warlocks and things like that. So what you can do is during these event stages, you can actually go out and I doubt I'm going to find one right off the bat, but yeah, these ones are too high. But say these Sliff Archers were level 15 gold, not 20, but level 15 gold, it would have a X and then a V. You could actually resurrect them. They would come back as warlocks, but they would be level 15 warlocks. So Lich is the only race in the game that can have higher than level 13 troops naturally in your army. You just have to resurrect them. Most people do it through mummies and conjurers, but you can do it through Gazul. Definitely increase his magic and max that out if you're going to be resurrecting with Gazul. So that is it for Gazul. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to the video. Tomorrow we will be covering Cleo and going over everything we need to know with Cleo.